evacuation of civilians, but the Nazi formations have to be destroyed, or they have to be judged for what they've done. This has been the end game this whole time. It's just impossible for the population of the Russian-speaking population to continue suffering from the hands of these people. And it's a terrible thing that the rest of the population of Ukraine is continually brainwashed to think that, oh no, there are no Nazis in Ukraine. These symbols that resemble swastika, well, there's just a slight resemblance. This is a terrible situation. You've seen the videos. You've seen, Ukrainian soldiers putting pork grease on bullets and saying that these are aimed against the Muslim population of Russia, the Muslim fighters, which are Chechen fighters. You've seen the videos of torture chambers are being uncovered in the eastern Ukraine that were the training grounds for those Nazi formations. I know that they're not showing them to the US citizens, but I'm pretty sure that you in India, you're following this conflict much more closely and with much more attention to detail. The end game remains the same. The Nazi regime has to go, and then when there's peace on the ground, when the population of Donbass is safe, we can talk.
Okay, we'll leave it there for the moment. Thank you very much, Irfan, Tatiana and Jonathan, for joining me on this discussion. 27 days, no end in sight. What that end game is, we don't know. But like I said, with our reporters on the ground in every major part of Ukraine at this point of time, the military operations are only increasing in intensity. So whatever those takeaways are going to be in Warsaw a couple of days ago from now, when the US president arrives, not just the people of Ukraine, the world will actually be watching. Thank you very much for being with me here tonight on News Track. Well, one after the other, city after city in Ukraine has come under Russian assault. Mariupol, the third largest city, is now under siege and looks like its fall could be very imminent. Russia's military is now in the heart of the port city, but Ukraine, as always, continues to resist.
The besieged city of Mariupol, facing the worst of Russian onslaught. Pounded, pulverized and flattened. Paying with piles of bodies, including those of children, even toddlers. Strategically located in the middle of Putin's advancing army, next on Kremlin's radar to gain full control to the Sea of Azov. Fall of Mariupol will also help Putin extend dominance from already captured Crimea. Now, ominous signs show that the city may have been completely overrun by Russian troops. Satellite images show Russian military and tank columns forcing their way into heart of Mariupol. Russian military vehicles are also seen on the streets. Russian forces mounting final push to capture the city of Mariupol next. Russia has on multiple occasions warned Ukraine to surrender Mariupol, blaming Kyiv for the unparalleled humanitarian crisis unfolding in the port city. Ukraine has defiantly rejected the surrender diktat and blamed Russian war crimes.
Once ordinary Ukrainians and now fighters, men and women who stand up for our state, everywhere in the south, in the east, in the north, in the west and abroad. Stand up so that the enemy does not believe that this is a reality. But we will make them believe and make them remember that they are not welcome and they never will be.
Just 50 kilometers from Russian border, will Mariupol be next in line to fall to Russian onslaught? With Rajesh Pawar in the Ukraine war zone, Bureau Report, India Today.
And as you've definitely noticed, apart from the bombs that are falling in Ukraine, there's another very, very fiery battlefield on which Putin and Zelensky are fighting, and that's the social media battlefield. It's the information warfare that's been fought between Russia and Ukraine. How's that going? Who's winning the information war? We'll tell you next.
are
Key contributing factor is, as I told you, the mantra of the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. सबके साथ लो, सबको विकास करो, सबको विश्वास दो और सबको प्रयास करो. That was the only mantra we use, and that is the key factor which we can won 32 seats out of 60.
This decision will go a long way in providing Manipur stability and a good governance. People of Manipur have been so good in trusting and also giving the support by electing with majority BJP government.
When it's the world's biggest news story, there's only one gold standard of journalism. This is Ukraine's true danger zone. Up close and fearless in Ukraine's combat zone. When it's the world's biggest news story, there's only one gold standard of journalism. This is Ukraine's true danger zone. Up close and fearless in Ukraine's combat zone.
You are watching India Today.
This is Mariupol. You hear a series. Hear this sound.
India's most watched war reporter.
You can hear more blasts that are taking place. We are moving away from this area. We are being told to leave this area because it's not safe to be here.
His reports on every Indian mind. Reports from amidst shelling and strikes. The only reporter in the true war zone. Gaurav Sawant is back on assignment.
यहाँ पर कर्फ्यू है, हम लोग फिर भी सड़कों पर हैं, तो उन्होंने हमारे ऊपर हथियार तान के रखा है.
Across Poland and Ukraine, he's on duty. As the world marks a month of this war, Gaurav Sawant keeps you posted.
These are anti-tank mines.
No compromise on India Today. The very visible aspect of Russia's invasion of Ukraine is, of course, the military operations, the bombs, the missiles falling, the dead bodies and the destruction in the cities. But there's another slightly less visible battlefield, and that's the digital medium, because there is a fearsome war being fought between Russia and Ukraine on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, and on YouTube. Also TikTok, the social media war, the domination and the competition for information and mind space. Who's winning that war? Watch this report.
The Russia-Ukraine war is about to enter the fifth week. Moscow continues to rain missiles on key Ukrainian cities. But the war-ravaged Kyiv is still holding fort. While a war is being fought on the ground with guns and tanks, another is being fought online, the social media war. As the Ukrainian president remains bunkered down in Kyiv amid fears of assassination attempts, Zelensky's daily video addresses, usually published with English subtitles, have made him a war icon. Zelensky owes some of his success to Tesla's CEO, who agreed to the president's request to activate Starlink satellite internet in the war-torn country. Elon Musk activated satellite broadband services across Ukraine, allowing civilians an easy access to the internet. When it comes to taking on Russia, all hands are on the deck. Civilians have also joined the social media war, sharing success of their forces and exposing Russian attacks on schools and bomb shelters. Kyiv's mayor and former boxing champion Vitaly Klitschko, for instance, shared evidence shattering Russian claims of not attacking residential buildings. Klitschko did that by visiting Russian targets and giving first-hand info.
Ту пропаганду, що йдеться війна, звільнення України проти військових, бомбять, як і в Харкові, як і в Маріуполі, як і в Чернігові, житлові райони. І зараз мета агресора, мета орків – наше рідне місто, місто Київ.
Thanks to its relentless digital drive, Kyiv is getting international support. Football legend David Beckham has handed over his Instagram account to a Ukrainian doctor working in Kharkiv. Beckham has over 70 million followers on the photo-sharing app.
Hi everyone, so I'm handing over my social media to Irina, the head of the Regional Perinatal Centre in Kharkiv, Ukraine. There she is working with pregnant mothers to help them give birth safely.
Привет, друзья! Меня зовут Ирина. Я сегодня оккупировала инстаграм-страницу Дэвида Бекхэма. В мирное время я руководитель Харьковского регионального перинатального центра и детский анестезиолог.
Actors Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher have raised over $30 million for Ukrainian refugees fleeing the country. Kunis, who was born in Ukraine, and Kutcher have expressed gratitude for the outpouring of support.
We hit our goal.
Over $30 million raised.
Over 65,000 of you donated. We are overwhelmed with gratitude for the support. And while this is far from a solve of the problem, our collective effort will provide a softer landing for so many people as they forge ahead into their future of uncertainty.
In the ever-intensifying information war, Ukraine has dominated the social media right from the first day of Russian invasion. Bureau Report, India Today.
Well, that's it on News Track. See you at the same time tomorrow. Thanks very much for watching. News Today with Rajdeep comes up next.
She's the wife of Ukraine's President Zelensky and she fears for the safety of her husband. In a written exchange from an undisclosed location with a media house, the 44-year-old revealed that she calls her husband every morning, but only after praying for his well-being. Meet Olena Zelenska, the First Lady of Ukraine. She is the wife of the Ukrainian president, and she has been standing like a strong pillar by his side during these shattering moments of the war. Olena was born in the same city where President Zelensky was raised. She and Zelensky were schoolmates, but they were not acquainted then. Zelensky once said that he knew many of her classmates, but not Zelenska herself. They got to know each other much later when Zelenska was studying at the Faculty of Civil Engineering at Kryvyi Rih National University. She reportedly had a boyfriend at the time, and he was busy trying to make a career in comedy. It is said that it was comedy that united them. Olena was a scriptwriter, and Zelensky is one of the founders at Kvartal 95. It is a leading provider of entertainment TV content in Ukraine. Later, Zelensky got her on board as the scriptwriter. Zelenska was one of the writers of the show Servant of the People. The relationship between the couple developed gradually. They dated for 8 years before getting married on 6th September 2003. On 15th July 2004, their daughter Alexandra was born. On 21st January 2013, Zelenska gave birth to their son. Zelenska became the First Lady of Ukraine on 20th May 2019 with Volodymyr's elect. In an interview, she said, and I quote, "I am a non-public person. I prefer staying backstage. My husband is always on the forefront, while I feel more comfortable in the shade. I am not the life of the party, and I do not like to tell jokes." Olena has been a part of many social causes. Her first initiative talked about nutrition reform in Ukrainian schools. In December 2019, during a speech at the 3rd Ukrainian Women's Congress, Zelenska initiated Ukraine's accession to the G7 International Initiative on Gender Equality. She also started an initiative to spread the Ukrainian language in the world and the introduction of Ukrainian language